Welcome back. My name is Ezilii. Thanks for watching. Welcome to my episode. I don't know what number, but today we're going to talk about mass transit, specifically bus routes in our Cities for Beginners and Veterans Alike series. So last time we zoned a whole bunch of space. We're doing this in an effort to show off some of the ability to be creative with our zoning and our district policies to help enforce some changes we want on the city for aesthetics. Eventually, we'll get to see those in action. But for the time being, we're going to talk about mass transit, and we're going to talk about zoning, or our bus routes rather. We just talked about zoning. They should grow here. It would help the city. But our bus route will help our city itself grow. So in order to start maximizing the building height and the building levels, you need to actually have city services. One of those services is mass transit. Now, I don't mean you have to have the DLC. I mean you need to have the ability to move people, which everybody has. I'm going to pick the generic bus depot. And we're going to go make a bus route. So as we plan this bus route, we have commercial, we have offices, and we have residential. So a few things to pay mind is that if we have a stop right at an intersection or near it, especially after a turn, we back up the intersection. So if we put it close towards the end of the block or in the middle, we're less likely to have an issue where we force a backup because we're waiting for the bus. However, the bus should have its own little curb cut, so it allows your bus to slip in and get out of the way of traffic. But sometimes if you have a whole lot of buses, you can have a bus jam, which is not very pleasant to have, which causes even more problems. So we're going to look at ways to avoid this and ways to employ buses and other means of transportation. Well, we'll just focus on buses. Let's just face it. We'll do other ones later. So these will only let me put them in the middle. I guess that's going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a ring, but I'm not going to do a stop right there. I'm going to space these out some. So that's one loop. We're going to actually do the reverse. So now we have buses driving in a circle. Cool. But in the end, what this will help is if we end up with like a metro stop here, these bus routes, since they're going opposite directions, if I need to go from here to here, it's quicker to grab this route and then cross the street. If I need to go down to here, from here, it's quicker to grab this route and then go down. Make sense? I'm going to add some buses this way. But this loop is going to be slightly longer. And what it's going to do is it's going to tie in to this other loop. I'm going to actually do that. So that ties into that loop, which will allow people to transfer between lines. Now I should have colored these so we could see them. But because I'm on a grid, it's much easier to see these loops. You could do this as long as you have complete blocks. in some cases, you can't do this. But now that I've done that, I'm going to have this circulator running, this circulator running. We're going to put one more down here. And this is for show. Obviously, I don't have a complete second block. But the idea is still the same. Depending on which way you need to go, you jump on the one that's going that direction. So now that I've got these routes, I'm going to change colors so we can see them. You're going to be this color. You're going to be that color. You're going to be that color. And you're going to be that color. Well, that didn't work out as thoughtful as I wanted it to, but okay. Anyway, you see the idea that's going on between here. These guys can get to downtown and circulate through here. But what about these middle guys? Well, let's fix that. If I start here, I could do a route that either goes to here and then ties in with this, or comes all the way across. I might have to add a bus. Although they will exit and they will walk. Now, when your city is young, would you click? Thank you. When your city is young, oh, we should have one there. When your city is young, you can't afford this. So add these sparingly until you're for sure you can afford it. And if you ever want to add something, just drag it. Boop, and it adds that stop. So now we have, if I'm over here and I want to visit a friend over here, I could take the bus over rather than having to go to here, go to here, go to here. It's one transfer. So making loops at least is helpful. Very long routes can cause issues, although I'm gonna show you that I can, in fact, get these people to most likely commute to here. But that, however, is going to be an incredibly long route. And then we can add a route in here. Although I have bike lanes in this neighborhood. Go. No. Go here. I right-clicked to stop that, to take that stop away. On console, I think you have to hit the right joystick to get your control up. And then I will change this route so we have a little bit of choice. But this is residential and commercial. Nobody comes to here yet. So what we could do is we could make a circular. like so. Would you make that stop? What's going on? There we go. So, oops. When we make this circular, we can then tie it in with an express bus that gets to this area. And by express, I mean it effectively... I want to start this without being on a line. It's just easier because it wants to drag it. But I really would like to use this. Create a new line. Thank you. So this bus route just does a loop, which allows this to get tied into this, that gets tied into this. So now all of our citizens can move throughout the city on a bus. Now, this is going to cause trouble because as we start spawning these buses, we're going to start getting a ton of buses. This has 4. We're going to make it 2. Now I'm adjusting this by adjusting our funding. Oh, this has 2. So we don't overcrowd our city with buses. And then we can always add more. We can also name our routes. But as we do this, see, this has already got 3 buses on it. There. This is a lot. Holy bejeez Louise. I don't need that many buses. This is the long stop. We'll do 4. And the game will make buses depending on the length of the route. Like some of these really short ones, 2 is it. Cool. So with the addition of these buses, we're going to start to see more growth happen as we get our demand to rise. But what that's going to do is that's going to allow us to move about our city via bus. As you can see, they're starting to filter in. It's going to allow people to commute. It's going to allow people to work here and live over here. It's going to allow people from here to visit friends over here. But these loops are pretty effective, and we're already getting level ups. They're already leveling up because we have buses. Now, if only we could get demand to spike again. But hopefully this helped you as far as bus planning and bus routing. Loops and circles are efficient, especially when they go opposite each other. And then get yourself a express, or in this case, where did it go? Loops that loop within each other will help, because then it's a simple transfer Or not even a transfer if they just need to get to here. But then if they want to get lunch at the taco place over here, they can take the bus from work over to here, back, and then back home. And we could encourage use of our buses when we promote mass transit, free public transport, which would cost money, but it would allow people to use buses. Now remember, when I said I didn't quite build our exit for our highway and this to be efficient, here is our trouble. What we should do is let our highway actually function like a highway. But hey, it'll give us a reason to adjust things if we keep this part. Yeah, until we get this developed, all of our high rises are going to be outside. Anyway, until next time, my name is Ezilii. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this is helping your gameplay and your experience with one of my favorite games, City Skylines. Until next time, be good to each other. If this or any of the videos have been helpful for you, please like and subscribe, and feel free to share. We love to meet new friends. Be good to each other. You can find me here on YouTube or over on Twitch. All the links are below the video. Have a good one.